Welcome back to this week's PV Agri Update, where we're not just talking about food security, we're building it, one tunnel, one backyard, and one community at a time. I'm your host, and on Friday 15 May we held our weekly network meeting with Bishop Paul Veron. And friends, this one felt different. You could feel the continent waking up in the Zoom room. We started with warm welcomes to a big wave of new members, and the standout moment was the arrival of an entire delegation from Ghana. Stephen Selisi Asuo, Philemon, Asai, Quabner, Richard, and the whole FSFDS team. These brothers and sisters are on a serious mission, closing Ghana's vegetable deficit in tomatoes, ginger, and pepper so that traders no longer have to risk their lives traveling to Burkina Faso. They're planning strategic greenhouses and, incredibly, linking revenue from Ghana's gold mines directly into food security. That's the kind of bold, joined-up thinking that gives me goosebumps. On the South African side, the reports were equally encouraging. In Limpopo, we've just received in-principle approval for a 100-hectare site near Burgersfort, right on land released by a mining group. Once we finalize the license alignment, we'll break ground on what will become our flagship northern hub. Down in Cape Town, the Crossroads team proved just how tough these systems are. Even after that wild cut-off low cold front and accompanying heavy weather, the tunnels and grow containers came through untouched. Lettuce is thriving, and the community is busy planting more bags, turning barren spaces into food gardens. At the Gcabashe Methodist Development Center in Pietermaritzburg, Bonginkosi sent through the best news of the week. They harvested their batch of cabbage, with over 20 beautiful heads, plus spinach. After the Ascension Day service, the produce went straight into the hands of church members. No transport costs, no middlemen, just fresh food from their own soil. They've also started giving staff a small stipend so the work is sustainable. That's real dignity in action. We also heard important updates on the foot-and-mouth disease situation from Jack Armour at Free State Agriculture. It's still spreading, though the curve is flattening. Jack reminded us that government is pushing hard for value-adding and job creation, and there is real funding available through SCFTA for cooperatives that want to process and sell locally, instead of just selling raw produce. Penny Foley brought news of the new Working for Infrastructure program, a smart national initiative that's trying to give TVET graduates the workplace experience they need so they can actually get jobs. She's setting up a meeting with Jack and the right people in public works and agriculture. This could be a game changer for our emerging farmers. Jonathan M. Gooney raised a lovely, very human point. Some of the vegetables we're growing are so unfamiliar to local families that people literally ask, "How do I cook this?" So we're putting out a call. Send us your grandmother's recipes for spinach, cabbage, coriander, radish, anything. We'll feature them in the newsletter and start building a little cultural recipe bank so the food actually gets eaten and loved. We're dying to see what he sends through. As always, the spirit in the room was one of generosity and collaboration. New members from Eliora Institute, Pelds Vale, the Methodist Church, youth centers, and community organizations across South Africa and Ghana are now part of the family. If you're listening and you're not yet on our list, drop your details in the WhatsApp group or email me. We meet every Friday at 11 a.m., and the door is always open. Until next week, keep planting, keep sharing, and remember, every cabbage, every tunnel, every conversation like the one we had on Friday is another step toward the abundant, resilient food future we all want to see. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you in the garden.